Dear friends, so today we are studying regarding genetics, and here few questions I selected. Before going to the questions and answers, first we'll see what is the background of this. In the sense, what is genetics and general ideas. Today, if possible, I'll give a little bit of details to you people. I cannot cover all the thing, but even though a little bit will cover and we'll have a broader idea regarding that, and then we'll start with the questions. First, I'll explain you regarding genetics and what you know and what I am suggesting. Just we'll compare and then we'll go to the genetics questions. We'll go back to the board. Now, the genetics. What is genetics? Usually, the question is coming in the examination and there it is coming for 2 marks and they'll ask you to define genetics. Genetics is nothing but the variation and heredity it is improving. First of all, the genes, they are transferred from parents to offspring. And offspring what we are getting, it is resembling same like that of the parent. Then you people are calling it as heredity. So here the parents giving birth to the young one resembles same like that of the parent. Then you are calling it as heredity. And then comes the variation. They are the genes which are transported from one generation to the next generation. During this process, the genetic changes will be there and that results into mutation and that results into variation. So, now the question arises, what is mutation? Mutation is sudden change in the phenotypic character of an organism. What we are calling sudden change in the morphological character of an organism. It is because of the genetic changes. And the things which are required for the nature, that is adapted, that is stored, and it will be transported to the next generation. So in this way, the transfer of characters you people are observing. Now here, the Gregor Mendel, we are considering him as the father of genetics, that is to the classical side. He is considered as father of genetics. And he formulated his own laws. Popularly, they are called as Mendelism. So here, he formulated certain laws, first law, second law, like this. And popularly, we are calling it as Mendelism. Actually, the Gregor Mendel, if you are taking, he is an Austrian monk. Okay, Austria, you people can, you heard about Czechoslovakia. They are one of the place called Austria. Here, the Mendel has taken birth. And there, in Brunn Monastery of Brunn, there he conducted his experiments. And in his experiment, he formulated the laws. And he selected one of the plant generally called garden pea plant. Garden pea plant, we are calling it as, or biologically we are calling it as Pisum sativum. So Pisum sativum is a name for garden pea plant. He selected garden pea plant. Now here, genetics The genetics, just a minute. Gregor Mendel, he is considered as father of genetics, what I explained now. So, he formulated the laws. One of the laws, first we consider it as the monohybrid cross. Here, the garden pea plant, what I said, Pisum sativum. So, you know the binomial nomenclature system. Accordingly, you people, if it is handwritten, you have to underline it. So, first it is starting with a capital letter, that is generic name. Specific name, it is starting with a small letter. So, I am written it as Pisum sativum here. Now, generally, we are calling garden pea plant. Now, here, what he selected, first of all, he selected height, in the sense 7 contrasting characters he selected. Few I am telling you regarding the height of the plant, regarding the flower, position of the flower, seed, okay, the color of the seed coat, then whether the shape of the seed and pod, whether it is ripe, unripe, and so on. So like this, 7 characters he selected. And when he went for the breeding purpose, okay, when he was crossing, that time he has taken single character with alternating genes. So contrasting characters he selected. Here, the tallness, in the sense the height of the plant he considered. In the height of the plant, first we will go through the monohybrid cross. So, in case of monohybrid cross, I am erasing this. So, first we will start with the monohybrid cross. Monohybrid cross. In a fast way, we are discussing this because we are not having enough time. So, in monohybrid cross, he selected the height of the plant. Okay, first he has taken a tall plant and it is crossed with the dwarf one. So, the tall is crossed with the dwarf. So, tallness, he selected a pair of genes, that is capital T and capital T. And here he selected the recessive genes, that is small t and small t. Now, capital we are considered, it is only because of it is showing a dominant character. And this is showing a recessive character, so we selected it as the small t's. So, the crossing is made in between. And this is showing the phenotypic character and this is showing the genotypic character. So, as a result, it is producing gametes here, as both are homologous in nature, homozygous condition, because the same type of genes are present on both the sides. So, they are producing only one type of gamete. Here, capital T is forming a capital T, that is the gamete. And here, small t together they are forming one small t. So, now the gametes are produced. And here, phenotype, this is genotypic condition, you people observe. So, here just see, now crossing is made, now the gametes are combined together. Here, the gametes are combining together, then capital T and small t is formed. This is the first progeny, we are mentioning it as F1 and we are calling it as first filial generation, mother, father, son or daughter. So like that, you people can check it. Now here, capital T and small t we got. Whether the plant is warm or plant is tall. This is the question. It is only because here capital T, it is indicating the dominant condition. So as a result, here dominant character is showing its effect. But it is a hybrid one here. It is not pure one. Okay, the pure tall is crossed with pure dwarf. So as a result, we are getting hybrid tall plant. Hybrid tall plant. We got it here. So as a result, first F1 filial generation is hybrid tall. Now what Mendel did in the next step, he crossed hybrid tall into hybrid tall. One is male, another one is female here. Okay. So hybrid tall, when it is crossed with the hybrid tall, the process is called as selfing. So we'll go for the selfing now. Now, when you are going for the selfing, that time F1 is crossed with F1. So as a result, here what happens? Here capital T, small t is crossed with capital T and small t. Both are hybrid tall plants. So as a result, here you can see capital T and small t, it is combined. So as a result, what I am telling, it is a hybrid condition and it is heterozygous in nature. Here it is homozygous, same type. But here it is not homozygous, it is heterozygous in nature. It is a combination of dominant as well as recessive character. So as a result, it is producing two types of gametes. Here just see, capital T and small t is produced. Here also capital T and small t is produced. So as a result, the gamete formation is observed. And here 2 into 2, so totally 4 plants will be produced. Now see, the crossing is made. Capital T, see this. Now, capital T and small t. Next, here, capital T, small t. And last one, small t and small t, you are getting. So now see, what kind of plants are produced here? First of all, the pure tall plant. And here, these both if you are considering, it is called hybrid tall plant. And here, it is pure dwarf plant. So now see, law of purity of gametes you people are saying. So in case of this, the pure genes whichever were there in the parent, they reappeared in the progeny. This one we are calling it as F2 generation, that is second filial generation. So as a result, the pure tall plant you got, hybrid tall plants, 2 hybrid tall you got, 1 pure dwarf you got. So 1, 2, 1. So as a result, morphologically and genetically when you are taking, genetically they are different. So the genotypic ratio of monohybrid cross is 1:2:1. So I am writing here genotypic ratio. So genotypic ratio of monohybrid cross is 1:2:1. And phenotypic ratio morphological character when you are taking, that is 3 tall plants and 1 dwarf plant. So as a result, 3 tall, 1 dwarf. So it is called as phenotypic ratio. So, genotypic ratio is 1 is to 2 is to 1. Phenotypic ratio is 3 is to 1. So, in this way, the reappearance of the purity you people are observing here. So, 75% tall and 25% dark plants you got at the end. So, in this way, you people are observing the monohybrid cross, and in this way itself, the Mendel has given explanation. In the same way, you people can observe the dihybrid cross also, but that much detail I am not taking it. And that the ratio of dihybrid cross, if you are taking, that is phenotypic ratio, that you are calling it as 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. And if suppose the time is permitting, then definitely I am explaining you dihybrid cross also. But you remember, in this way, the laws are put forth by the Gregor Mendel, and those are popularly called as Mendelism. So in this way, Mendelism you people are observing. And genes, they are transported from parents to offspring, and the parental characters are retained there, and they are going to that progeny. So the hereditary character will be continued. And Gregor Mendel, he called these type of genes, he called them as characters, or he called them as the traits, he called them as the factors. So in this way, you people are observing the monohybrid cross. Now, we'll go back to our questions. There, whatever explanation is required, there itself I am giving it to you. Just we'll go back to our